What's going on, everybody? This is NyQuil back with the first installation of our game reviews for the year of 2019. Today we're going to start off this video with my top list of must-play games or must-have games of 2019. Top of that list, first and foremost, is going to be Ace Combat 7. This game has been years in the making. Bandai and Namco have done an amazing job. I really suggest you guys go out and check out these trailers. IGN gave it a 7 out of 10, which isn't too robust, but it is pretty well up there. As we do know, lately IGN is pretty picky about it. 75% on PC Gamer as well. Enjoyed that. I'm a big Ace Combat fan. I played it since back in the day when Mobius 1 was your character and there was a whole different line of aircraft. This is actually going to be made by the Unreal Engine. So that's going to be really cool. Can't wait to see what that has in store. That actually dropped just yesterday. I was meaning to make this video a couple days in advance of that, but didn't get to make that. So can't wait to see some of the gameplay and what they got going on for that, because I know I haven't seen one of these for years, since before they kind of did that whole online aspect, before they got really big, back when I was a younger teenager. Moving on down the list, next one is going to be Far Cry New Dawn. Now this is going to be placed 17 years, I believe, after Far Cry 5. Now, what does that mean for us? Well, apparently, it might be a little spoiler for you if you haven't played Far Cry 5, so you might as well just turn off the video now. But what happened is in the end of that, apparently there is a nuclear explosion, and now we are going to post-apocalyptic type times, and they kind of get into that a little bit in the video on Metacritic that I checked out. Metacritic's where I found most of these reviews, and I kind of trust them as a source. They have a good idea of where these games are heading, I think. So apparently you take expeditions across the country as well. Now, from what I saw in the video, and I read a little bit in an article, that you go to different places, like Texas and the coasts and things, to try and get new followers. And you can take followers with you, recruit more people from the sounds of it, and also get more supplies for your main base, which I thought was pretty cool. Kind of gives that a whole new, larger open field kind of idea. That's going to drop February 15th, as we all know, made by Ubisoft, and they always have a great lineup of games. Hoping to see that on multiple consoles. Hopefully. The last one was, so let's hope this one does as well. Still based in Montana. From the sounds of it, your main base will be in Montana, and you will go out across the country. And I do believe in the gameplay I saw that he took someone called Granny with him, some very old lady with a shotgun. So that's pretty interesting. Moving on down the list, I'm going to go to Mortal Kombat 11. Now this one had an amazing trailer that I saw on Metacritic. Just an amazing graphics, detail, the introduction of Sonya Blade back again, and the lady that's playing her did a phenomenal job, I feel, nailing that voice acting and just really ramming home the character's true nature. And I think that this could be one of the better Mortal Kombats. I played a few of them in the past, all the way back to PlayStation, the original Mortal Kombat. And I enjoyed them, but I'm not that much of a arcade style, kind of a button masher player kind of guy. Pre-orders are already available. That will be dropping on April 23rd. And as we know, NetherRealm makes those games, and they did a phenomenal job on this trailer. Let's hope that it carries through to the rest of the game. Moving on down the list, we're to our final installation, something I just found out about, very new game. I haven't even heard of this one before. It's called Sekiro, an interesting concept. It's based in this kind of crazy demon-like world, it seems like, where every boss has its own, weakness to it, and it didn't really seem to tell you a whole lot about the game. It's a sword fighter, first person, or third person, I should say, fighting game. Seemed to be like a kind of a button masher for those of you out there who like the button mash, but probably not so much. That is supposed to be dropping on March 22nd, by the way, of this year. Made by Activision Asia, and also in association with a couple other places, including Shiver, it sounded like. So moving on down to the next topic in this video. Those are just my top few that I found today. I went through kind of a big list of them, and I just kind of cherry picked the top ones I've been looking forward to for the longest. And Ace Combat was definitely on the top of that list, and I really suggest you guys check that out if you have not already. Maybe it's something you're going to buy. Maybe it's something you'll pass on. I hope you like it. Maybe I'll see you up in the sky sometime in the wars. So moving on. Going to the Battlefield 5 update. Okay, so I've seen a lot of mixed reviews online, on YouTube, by well-respected people saying that, there's a lot of things that got missed. A couple ninja patches, a lot of things that went in there that made it better. Mantling is a lot better, I think, now. I'm still having some trouble getting over a little bit larger objects. It's not letting me vault immediately. I have to jump 5, 6 times. I'll get stuck on random rocks still, but it has been greatly improved. I'm noticing traversing uphill is much smoother. It's much faster. I'm having a lot less issues with that. However, some issues that were not dealt with was bipods. Bipod fix did not make it into this installation as we were told it may very well. Now that is a big killer to me, especially as a support player that I am. I love running support, Lewis gun, MG42, whatever it is, doesn't matter to me. M30 drilling, one of the best, got lots of clips of that. Hope you guys check those out down below. I'll leave those links in the description. On Twitch and on YouTube, I've been updating. I've been trying to work on transferring all these clips over as quickly as I can for you guys, so that way we can start getting this channel moving a lot faster. And also, side note, our next update is going to be cooking with Kitty, my fiance. That's going to be coming out here in the next few days or so. She's got a whole big line-out plan. She won't even tell me what she's cooking. It's driving me nuts. I keep asking her, baby, what are you cooking? What do you got planned? I'm wondering what we're going to do for this video here. And she just, all she'll tell me is I'm making 2 things at once, and it's Italian. So hopefully that will be pretty good. She is a good cook. We have always enjoyed cooking together, so that will be a great video, I think, coming up soon. Another fix. Now, this is not something that people really complain about that I've seen, on YouTube videos and other places, but this is something that personally bothers the crap out of me. That is door mechanics. Oh my God, how many times have I been killed because I go sprinting into a door, running away from a situation, and sure enough, the door doesn't open and I get shot in the back 100 times or blown up by a tank or what have you. It drives me nuts. It kills me. It takes all the fun out of the rest of the match, knowing that every time I have to try and run to get away, I got to either find a window and hope I get it on the first try with the new vaulting, or I'm going to have to crash into a door and hope it actually opens on the first hit, as opposed to having to sit there and sprint and continue to try and ram into this stupid door. I can't even explain the frustration. I'm sure you've all been there with these stupid little things, but it's one of those things. It's the biggest thing on my list that makes Battlefield it kills the fun of a match. Knowing that, oh great, now I have to do that again, and if I get in that situation, is it going to happen again? Is it going to work on the first try? I've had it happen and then not happen. So I guess we'll just see where that goes. Sorry for that little rant there, but that is just something that kills me. Another fix that was in, but I'm having problems with it, Dice. What are we doing here? Kill cam, huge problems here still. I'm getting killed by guys from certain goofy angles that will not pop up. It won't zoom in on them, doesn't highlight them, doesn't even bother trying. Other times it'll sit there and highlight some guy that killed me and got blown up by a tank for 5 minutes, but then it won't find the person halfway across the map that shot me some way. I don't know, whatever angle he had at the time, I guess it was good enough to get me. So, but that is something that I think still needs a little polishing. There's a lot of things that they did polish up, though. The SMGs feeling much better, a little bit smoother. The ADS in and out of your sights and scopes a lot smoother. They got that smoothing aspect in there now. It's a lot cleaner. It doesn't really jump you around so much. Aiming is much nicer. And I'm sure it feels like they did a lot of other little things in there, little tweaks. Maybe they didn't put in the patch notes, but it is still very, it's still got a long ways to go. Got a very long ways to go to be a polished, perfect, finished game, but I think we are approaching that. We are getting tantalizing close to being a complete Battlefield experience, and for it to be beautiful. So, moving on now, we're going to try and keep this video a little bit short. Paladins. Now, not everybody plays Paladins, but Paladins has been around for a while now, since back in 2016 or farther. They've been coming out with new content, and this game really isn't that bad to start with. When I first started playing it, I really felt a lot of unbalanced issues between the characters. A lot of characters weren't necessarily like, one flank would be just godlike over another flank. or would always lose out to this one character in particular every single time. And there was nothing you could change about it. Even if you change your play style, flank them, poison darts, whatever will have you, just seemed that it wouldn't change. And certain frontline characters seemed to not have any damage to them whatsoever. It seemed like you just sit there with Fernando and blow people away with your fireball, and it just doesn't seem to pack a punch. So with this new update, I have to say massive improvements. Massive improvements. I mean, it feels so much more balanced. I'm not questioning as much when I die from people. Yes, there still are those, in-game moments where it's like, in the heat of the moment, you're like, what, that's crazy. How does that even work? How do I die like that? But that aside, so smooth. So smooth. I've had it only crash on me one time after this update. I mean, that's something that's probably going to always happen from time to time. But I do like the fact that when you get out of there, you close your application, start it back up, drops you right back in there. I love that. So I don't want to get penalized because they do have the code of conduct, as I call it, meaning you leave a match and you're going to have to wait for 30 minutes before you get to play another one, just for your trouble of leaving your friends out there hanging. And I don't mind that at all. In fact, I wish they put that in more games, especially host-based games where people do leave and then it throws the whole server out the window. More and more developers are putting that into their games, but I don't feel that enough has been implemented in certain areas. Yes, you should be able to, however, because there are some times where your game crashes and freezes and then you can't join again. Or you don't have a choice. You got to go. The baby's crying, this, that, or the other, kicks you out. Dog runs over the cord or something, kicks it out of the wall, turns everything off. See, there should be at least a grievance center where you can put in your application and in a timely fashion, say 5 to 10 minutes, a computer system can look through this and be like, oh, well, you didn't mean to do that. No big problem. However, something like that would be easily abused because how can they say one way or the other? So I suppose you gotta stick to your guns, keep that in place, and while just trying to stay in the games and bite our teeth and smile through the rest of it. So, I mean, with those few improvements, they also have released a new character. The name of her does not come to mind, but she is a woman, and she does, in fact, turn into a giant dragon. Okay, and when I say giant dragon, I mean, you're probably thinking if you play Paladins, what are you talking about? I mean, it runs around on the ground? No, this thing flies through the map and blows fire. It has a hell of a lot of health, and I'll be damned if it is not the craziest thing I've seen in Paladins yet. I've seen a lot of questionable things, but this is really cool. I think they called it a draconic avatar. A crazy use of words just to describe, to tell someone, yeah, you transform into a giant dragon and you do some really cool stuff. So she has some ice abilities. She's a mage. She has a mana meter, I believe. And, she seems pretty powerful when I've gone up against her. It's been a big problem. But I tell you what, it is really cool to see two dragons go dueling at it in the middle of a match. And I do have some evidence of that in a couple clips that I will have on Twitch here very soon. Got lots of editing to do. I did about 6 different streams last night, switching around to different games, trying out different things. Played the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 trial. And I have to say, at first I was kind of a fan of it. I liked it a little bit. The game mode, Blackout, isn't the worst thing I've ever seen by far. I've seen far worse game modes in the past from games. But one thing that did bother me the most about it, something I did not know, should have looked into, but I just blindly went into this. I wanted to act like a noob. I wanted to experience the game again for the first time since Black Ops came out, Call of Duty Black Ops. I'm always calling it just by Black Ops, but the original one where you're back to being Mason and going through all those trials and tribulations, I wanted to experience all that again. So going through that, I was just horrified to find out that you permanently have friendly fire off. So that is just the dumbest thing. I mean, without an option for it, I would not buy this game to play it constantly in hardcore mode. Who would do this? I just don't understand it. It seems like a typical EA or Treyarch trick to just do something stupid like that. It just took all the fun out of the match for me when I found this out, because it doesn't tell you any of this. It doesn't say, hey, you should probably check this out, where you can't even turn it off, turn it on. There's not even an option for it. They don't even tell you about it in the game. They don't remind you, don't shoot your allies in like a loading screen. You know, there's just no there's no communication, you know, and it bothers me a lot, and I deleted it. I'm done. I'm not even going to post the video on YouTube. I'm not even going to clip it for Twitch, and I even had a really good game of it before then. You know, got a bunch of kills, got third in the overall game. It was looking good. I was like, okay, cool, you know, all right. It's still not bad, and then the next game I end up killing one of my own people. And I was pretty pissed off about that. And I didn't blame him at all for being pissed at me. I was like, shit, man, I had no idea. I didn't even know. Now that I know, lesson well learned. And I tell you what, this is the last game I'm playing of it. Played it through, died eventually. I don't know what happened to the rest of the team. Deleted it. Get it off my console. I don't want to play this crap. You're not going to force me to play in a hardcore mode that I didn't like to play in the first place. I didn't mind it when they originally had it in the original Black Ops. It was a nice change of pace, you know, going from 300 hit markers to 2. You know, that's all right. Okay, it's a nice change of pace. Having to be that way constantly, no, I'm good. See you later. I'm not going to sit here and accidentally shoot one of my friends trying to save his life because he has to reload and then back out of the way, and I'm shooting at the guy and I accidentally kill him. No, I ain't going to have it. You know, just move it on. Getting on with it. So that's the video. That's the long and the short of it. We're going to have that cooking video coming up really fast. Got big plans coming up for 2019 spring. Got a few buddies starting their own channels, getting all that put together. We're all going to collaborate together and make some big moves and do some cool videos for you guys. Also, if you guys are also looking to expand some of the content on this channel, I do have lots of paintball videos from my past. If you guys want to see those, drop a comment down there. Drop me a like, subscribe, and hit that bell so that way you can see those videos when they come down the pike. And they will be coming down the pike if I get some comments on there. Lots of videos, tournament videos, just messing around videos. I played for 10 years before I started playing in tournaments. In the last few years, I've played in probably half a dozen different states and places, and most of them are videotaped. So by all means, let me know if you what you want to see there. We have some adventure ideas coming up soon. What kind of places do you want to see us in? You want to see us in maybe some caves? We'll go spelunking. Maybe we'll go out to the forest and Elk Park over by Red Rock here. Maybe we'll go to a bunch of different places. Maybe we'll go to a new state. Maybe we'll go to the Omaha Zoo. What do you guys want to see? You guys let me know, and maybe we'll have that discussion of what's going to happen. So, like I said, keep an eye out for that new cooking video coming up. Check that out. We're going to have some big plans this spring. I mean, I tell you, man, there's going to be some cool content coming out. We got big ideas, big plans. We just started talking about this stuff last night, hashing out ideas, where we're going to go, what we're going to do, you know, big stuff. There's 3 or 4 of us. We're all going to go in together on this and try and make something big happen. So it's gone from little game, now we got big game going. So you guys be cool. Be sure to follow the links down in the description. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter. Like me on Facebook. Friend me on Facebook. Like and subscribe this video if you want to see more. And if you're generous, join the army that we will be starting this year in 2019 and carrying forward permanently. This channel will not stop. It will not go away. We are here to stay. So the more you help now, the bigger we'll get, the faster we'll grow. And hey, man, we're all about the content for the fans, making you guys happy, bringing you videos you want to see, giving you information you want to hear about, upcoming games, personal thoughts and opinions. You know, always looking for new ideas. If you guys want to help out, pitch in, drop a like, drop a comment down there, and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see y'all next time.